Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as a spur of the moment thing, we've decided to go and see Top Gun Maverick after watching the original Top Gun last night, which was my first viewing of the film. You can go and check that review out just by going back a couple of videos. So yeah, so I'm gonna go see Top Gun Maverick, give you my review for it, and there we go. So let's go. Okay, so here we are at the View Cinema in Purley. It's IKEA over there, where the two towers are. Downtown Abbey. Doctor Strange. Recliner seat. And here we are in the cinema. So believe it or not, it's actually been 36 years between the first Top Gun and this new one, Top Gun Maverick. So 36 years for you people to have seen one to the other. For me, it's been one day. Yes, I never watched Top Gun until yesterday. I say yesterday as in the day before going to see this at the cinema. Never a film that really interested me. It's that younger era of Tom Cruise. I didn't really like Tom Cruise in his younger era. I've come to like him now and respect him as an actor and an artist and appreciate what he does. Primarily because he does his own stunts and all this sort of thing. Yeah. So I had my first watch of Top Gun was literally 12 hours before seeing this one. So you can go and check that out if you so wish. That review is a bit different than anything else in that I use a sort of an analogy in the description of the film and this sort of thing. It may interest you, it may not. Please feel free. But yeah, so this film here now. I was in two minds, and I was saying in that review I might not see this at the cinema. But lo and behold, 12 hours later, I find myself in the cinema. I had Matt over at Matt V's Movies saying to me, oh, you got to go and see it. I had Dan at Dan's Man Cave, you got to go and see it. I had Kermit's Ghost saying, oh, you've got to go and see it. It's how it's meant to be seen. Anyway, I saw it, okay? Get off my back. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Anyway, me and the wife went. We were in the area anyway. My missus, she wanted to go to IKEA. She wanted to indulge in her hobby of buying kitchen utensils. You know, looking for a new skillet or something. I don't know. Some anti-scratch pots and pans. Something for the kitchen. Something for our hobby rooms. I said to her, well, what about me? I want to indulge in my hobby, for Christ's sake. Cinema. Film. So we went to see it. She was quite happy to go and see it, actually. So, all well and good. I wasn't happy with the IKEA walk around. I didn't even get a hot dog. Anyway, enough of that. So this film here. So it's rated 12A in this country. Runs for 12 hours. Don't run for 12 hours. That'd be bloody long. What's wrong with me? 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes is its runtime. Returning is Tom Cruise as Pete Maverick Mitchell. Val Kilmer returns in a small role as Iceman. He's an admiral now. Jennifer Connelly, Penny Benjamin. Miles Teller as Lieutenant Bradley Rooster. Rooster's his call sign. He's the grown-up son of Goose from the first film. John Hamm stars as an admiral. Charles Powell stars as an admiral as well. sorry, I was just reading a message that popped up on my phone with regards to work. Yeah, so anyway, this film was written by Peter Craig, and Joseph Krasinski is the director on it, who had directed Tron Legacy and Oblivion, Tom Cruise film Oblivion before that. So this film catches up with Maverick, Pete Mitchell. He's been working for the Navy for 30 years now. He's still a captain. He hasn't gone up to admiral or anything like that. He's still kept that captain rank, and he's acting as a test pilot on new aircraft. He's about to get shut down by Congress on one of his missions, and he sort of he takes this plane without permission and gets it to Mach 10 and all this sort of stuff, and comes back down. But he's recalled to the Top Gun training school because he needs to train these new recruits on this mission that they have to go and do to destroy this chemical lab. And the film gets into it like that. I won't go into the story of the film, but obviously there's a love interest. There's a bit of back and forth between him and Miles Teller because Rooster blames, not blames him, but resents him for the death of his father, and also for pulling his flight record from the Navy so that he couldn't go up and all this sort of stuff, slowing down his career. John Hamm, the Admiral, doesn't really want him to be there training these guys and all this sort of a thing. But that's not what the film's about. Well, it is what the film's about, but it's not what the film's about. The film's it because of the flight stuff. Now, this is where the film gets truly interesting. You know Tom Cruise, you know from Mission Impossible, he loves doing his own stunts, which is fantastic. He loves doing everything in camera, which is fantastic, right? Filming this, all the actors had to go up into these planes. They had to go up into these planes with their own cameras, touching up their own makeup, with their own lighting and all this stuff. It was only when they came back down onto the ground, the director got the footage and had to do something with it and see whether it'd work or not. So when you see these people in these planes for real, they're in these planes for real. And you get a sense of that, the way they're being thrown around and the G-forces on their face and all this sort of stuff. And you know, props to Tom Cruise. He does it for real. This is for real. He said he would return to this film if it was minimal CGI, if it was all done in camera. And yeah, so yeah, it just looks fantastic. I'm glad I went to see it. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kermit, Alan. You know, yes, this needed to be seen at the cinema, and I loved it. Now, I would put this over the first film. For me, partly because I like old Tom Cruise. I don't really like young Tom Cruise. I have a lot more respect for the older version of him, and what he wants from films and all this sort of thing, and what he puts into it himself, and what he's prepared to put himself through to get what he wants on screen. And that's just fantastic. The acting in the film is good. The characters are all likeable, all enjoyable. The film is aesthetically similar to the first film. It starts off exactly the same musical soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, the same beats in that opening score. Yeah, it's all there. I will say this, towards the end of the film it becomes a bit more sort of action fair than what the first one was. The first one was all very sort of training school, and just by chance they hit out with these MiGs and they had to destroy them, and then it would have gone unreported, and you know, the foreign country saying this never happened and all this sort of a thing. But here it sort of does go into sort of more of an action feel. It goes into, you know, sort of Star Wars and the trench run type of a thing. That's the only reminder I can come. I could put it to is it's that Star Wars trench run essentially. That's fly behind below the radar with these missile silos are all the way plonked along to hit this small hole. So if you're you know, if you're back home, bullseye and womp-rats in your T-16, you can make it up here in the Top Gun flight school and sort this mission out. And yes, and you know, maybe they just have to use the Force at the end, who knows. Anyway, but no. A very good film. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I would say it's probably in my top films of the year so far. it must be seen at the cinema. I agree with people who have said that to me. Just for this flight stuff, it just looks fantastic. When Tom Cruise is being flown around in this plane as it's making its turns, and you hear the grunts and that he's making, you know, this is for real because of the pressures and all this sort of stuff. Just fantastic. I will say there is parts in the film where Tom Cruise is working on an older plane. This is a World War II P-51 Mustang, and that plane is actually owned by Tom Cruise. That's his personal plane because he does have a pilot license himself. So he's working on his own plane at these points in these scenes. That's what's utilised, and the plane is taken up at the end with him and the character of Penny in it. You know, all very, very good. Fantastic stuff. All the cast got to choose their own call signs for the film. Miles Teller took the name Rooster because the rooster comes from the same family as the goose. So just fantastic, all round fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Go see it. You won't be disappointed. This is AJ, I'm getting away. If you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe button. Leave me your comments down below on your thoughts on this film. Like I said, I do believe it is better than the first one, but the first one is good. Go and check that video out. See you all later. Take care and goodbye.